Hey everyone, I just wanted to give everyone a walkthrough of the final phase of editing this project I'm working on here. So basically I'm just gonna tweak some effects here and then basically go through the color correcting. So just wanted to show you guys that. So I have a slow-mo effect here and I'm putting it into fluid motion, which basically makes it an even smoother slow motion than what it was on prior. It takes a few seconds to render it, but you can see right there's a little motion blur. The beginning of it's okay, but the motion blur from the ladle there. But I think it'll be okay, so I'll keep it. I have some fast motion there. These are some stills. So sometimes the Avid stabilizer effect can throw off the whole frame. And you'll see here that, you know, this shot right here doesn't fill the whole frame. So the stabilizer effect got messed up and I missed it. So just got to run through and place the effect on it again, and it'll just restabilize the shot. So that looks better now. Just some quick cuts of different logos at this event here. It's an agency I work with there. So everything else looks good there at the end. What I'm going to do now is go to the beginning and start to color correct all this B-roll. So I'm going to save the project before I start that. So this is the Avid color correction. So add some contrast here first. Crush the blacks a little, bring the shadows down, bring up the mid-tones, brighten it up a little. Spam colors. Gamma basically just gives it a little bit more contrast. So you can see the difference there. It looks nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Next shot's very similar, so I'm just going to copy that effect onto it. Just make some minor tweaks there. Color's a little bit different. See what the auto does. So just some minor color tweaks to this shot compared to the last one, but overall pretty similar. I think that looks pretty good there. So now I'm going to copy that to the next one because it's also similar. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now with this effect coming up here, there's already a stabilizer on it. So to nest an effect, I have to hold Option, and that will let both effects be on that clip together. So this shot here, there's not really any shadows. So I can drag this bar here all the way down. That just adds some contrast to the text there on the sign, which looks really nice. Just add a little bit of warmth. This agency I work with the logo behind there, Envision. This is Doug, he's one of the web guys. So this event was all shot in one space. So a lot of the shots here are going to be very, very similar in the color correction. So a lot of the shots are going to be color corrected the same way, so we can really drag and drop a lot of these color correction effects. And not to mention, they were also all shot on Sony Alpha cameras. This guy Mike was shooting with us. He was using a Sony A7S and an A7S II. I was using a Sony A7R. So, you know, we coordinated our settings at the beginning of the day. Made sure the white balances and everything was all matching. So a lot of the shots do match right out of the camera. Makes the color correction a lot easier. A lot of times when I'm color correcting, I listen to music just because I don't need to listen to the audio. Logic is some good music there. Sometimes I'll click the auto balance to see what it does, and then I'll tweak it from there. I like this shot, but it's a little too red, so I'll just bring that down a little. That looks pretty good. You can see his jacket there. The black pops really nice. Contrast looks good there. What I like about Avid's color correction is you can see your previous clip and your next clip, so you can compare them and make sure all the color is matching as you go. It's pretty useful. Sometimes I'll use the auto contrast as well, see what the auto will do, and then I'll tweak it from there. So those few clips there with the little gray box with the S, that's not an effect. That actually just means that the source settings were affected. So for those, you don't have to hold Option when you're putting the effect on, but here's another stabilizer, so I'm going to hold Option while I drag that on so that I don't lose my stabilizer. But yeah, that gray box means there's source settings that were affected. So while I was editing in my source window, I either adjusted color or the frame rate of it or the size of the clip. But those are not clips that you will lose dragging another effect on. So it's a little bit too much contrast there for me. So I'll bring it down just a little. It's a little bit too hot for me there. I'll use a different clip's color correction. Bring down the midtones there a little. Add a little red. Again, just minor tweaks as we go, but everything is pretty universal. A lot of B-roll for this event here. So every year at this event, they also have a chowder fest. So different restaurants and places in the area here will make their own chowders, and people vote on their favorite ones, and then at the end of the event, the best ones get awards. It's pretty cool, a lot of good chowder. If you guys have any questions about color correcting that I have not hit on, please feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment. Happy to answer any questions. So here we got another slow-mo clip right there, so I option, let go on it, keep that slow-mo. Stabilizer there. Hold option to bring that color correction on there. You don't want to lose the stabilization. But I know a lot of these shots coming up are very similar, so I'll just drag and drop a lot. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a big fan of G-Eazy. It's a good song there, Remember You. Now that shot was already in there, but now we're just using it for the logo, Whittier Farms there. So the purpose of the end of this video, you see all these quick cuts here. We're just really trying to show all the logos and show all the different brands and companies that were here. So there might be a few duplicated shots, but for these here, it's just focused on their logo. You gotta hold option to get that color correction and keep the stabilizer there. So again, just crush those blacks. Just add a little bit of warmth. We're all set there. So we're gonna save, and we're gonna mark out at the end of the sequence. Mark in at the beginning. Select all your tracks and render everything. Make sure you got the right drive selected. So you can see Galliford's on the left there. Galliford's won the People's Choice. They had the best chowder for the day. All right, we're all set there. Everything's rendered. So now this filler layer that's not selected currently is the timecode generator. So if you're not on the final cut yet, I always deliver it with a timecode so that the client can give you feedback and there's no confusion as to where their edit is. You know, if they don't like the color at a certain point or they don't like a certain shot, you know, they can give you the exact moment there. It makes it a lot easier. But I never render that layer. It's just not necessary. Usually takes as much time as long as the sequence is. So it would take an extra 2 minutes and 20 seconds to render just that one layer. If I had a 15-minute video, it would take 15 minutes extra just to render that layer, and it does not increase export time, so I always just leave it unrendered. All right, so I think we're ready to export here. Let's do a quick scan through. Make sure we didn't miss anything. So we're not on the final version yet, so I am gonna select that timecode layer. Make sure my viewer's up there. Just gonna edit that timecode layer. V1 was already delivered, so the client gave some feedback, the team gave some feedback. This is gonna be the final draft. So as far as we know, there's no other changes that need to be made. So once the client approves this, I'll basically just remove that timecode layer and export it without that, and everything is good to go. Save it one more time. Export, select your drive, find where you need it to go, and there you go. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask about anything. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks for watching.